You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5.
Hello and welcome to the Betoota Advocate Weekly Bulletin. I'm Effie Bateman, here today with Wendall Hussey, who's had his tiring first week back after his 2.5-month stint. How are you doing?
It's been so draining. Effie Bateman, yes, back on the tools for a week, a whole long week, after, as you mentioned there, a couple of months off. It's taken its toll. I'm ready for a chilled beverage or two. It's been nice. Obviously, it's been a bit of going on with me, the Kentucky tour, the areola situation, post-Kentucky tour. Still quite sore. I believe you guys have discussed quite thoroughly the ins and outs, the shrinking and the growing of my areolas. But I think, look, hopefully we're on the straight and narrow now. They are obviously a little bit sore and they rub a bit. Yeah, but
that's why you put the balm on them.
Yeah, I'm balming and creaming and they're soothing and softening, and I think moving forward we should be all sweet, and I'm hoping I never have to hear someone sledge me about my salami slices ever again.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm hoping for, you know what I mean? In a day and an age of body positivity, I've had enough of being called the kid with salami slices, so...
Well, you went and did something about it.
It's all behind me, I'm hoping, Effie Bateman. How are you travelling?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, how have the weeks been?
Well, I get to cruise a bit more now, which is nice that you're back.
That I'm back? Okay,
yeah,
for sure.
It's Melbourne Cup next week. Are you a punter? Are you going to get on the gear?
No, not me. I've used the Bet Stop, the federal government's gambling initiative where you can just ban yourself for lifetime and they shut everything down. So,
is that actually a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing. 10,000 people have signed up to it. You can just sign up.
And then you're not allowed to use anything?
They're not allowed to contact you. They're not allowed to allow you to place a bet. They have to shut everything down, give you all your money and just shut things down. Obviously, you can still go put a cash bet on if you want or whatever.
Can you do the pokies?
Oh, yeah. Pokies there's no way the government will be going near the pokies for a little while yet. Yeah, given what happened in New South Wales state election. But, yeah, that is the start of silly season, so it's not looking good for me. And sitting into an office chair for the next few months. I guess we won't be sitting in it that much. Anyway.
That's true.
Bit of dribble to start the podcast. What's the biggest story of the week?
Well, kicking off in Australia launches an injunction to stop European winemakers from using Passion Pop name unless it's from Passion Pop region of the Sunny Coast.
And it's about damn time, I reckon, Effie Bateman. Look, winemakers from the continent of Europe have been finally dealt a return serve with the Australian lawmakers launching a lawsuit against them. This comes in the wake of the snobby Europeans carrying on about their feta and their Prosecco and their champagne. And we've hit back saying, look, if you want to play like that, we're going to prevent your primary producers in Europe labelling their wine as Passion Pop.
Yes, the move is the latest in the long-running feud between Australia and the European Union, with a 5-year-long negotiation with our third largest trade partner at risk of collapsing due to ongoing disagreements.
Yeah, and Passion Pop is one of the most popular Australian exports. It's produced in Griffith and made famous by places like the Central Coast. It's a glorious drop of sparkling wine. I'm sure you have tried it at home. And it's particularly popular with teenagers and university students.
And schoolies is coming up very soon.
Yes, massively popular. And we spoke to one of the diplomats working on the project to ensure that European winemakers aren't stealing our intellectual property. And he said, mate, they can keep their fucking Prosecco and champagne. We'll take Passion Pop and Fruity Lexia. Thank you very much. Now that we've kind of settled things down with China, our largest trade partner, good to see we're kicking them off with our third largest trade partner. Let's see what the fallout effects are from that.
Next up, and we've got some entertainment news as the nation patiently waits for documentary about the world's actual greatest pop culture power couple.
Yeah, TV and sports fans in Australia have this week issued a plea to all major streaming services. In the wake of the huge reception to the Beckham documentary, there have been growing calls for a series about the actual greatest power couple the world has ever seen. Bex and Posh is great, but now it's time to make Bex and Lele. That's what one local TV consumer explained to us. He said they were the power couple of the early 2000s and it's time that they got their show.
Yes, and for those who are still enjoying the perks of free-to-air television, Beckham is a new documentary about the football megastar David Beckham and pop superstar Victoria Beckham, aka Posh Spice. And of course, our Bex and Lele are referring to Leighton Hewitt and Beck Cartwright.
Well, Beck Hewitt, I guess, but
Beck
Nee
Hewitt.
Cartwright, yes. And it's still unknown if anyone has managed to secure the rights to that doco, but it's believed various movers and shakers are frantically working behind the scenes to make it happen. Exciting times there. And moving along to some international news, and it's been revealed that the United States of America is getting that familiar urge to leave another country with the average age of 15 and not a library in sight.
Yes, in an exclusive interview with the Betoota Advocate, US President Joe Biden has confided that he's really getting a sting on right now.
Breathing heavily into the microphone and biting his lower lip, Joe Biden said, "God, look what's going on over in the Middle East. I'd love to get down there and be sending a few drone strikes into some civil institutions," referring to what they've done in the Middle East of the past there, of course. Biden's comments come as the Palestinian situation continues to worsen, with the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, making very good on his promise to reshape the Middle East, as if his country hasn't been doing that for the last 7 decades already. While this shocking loss of life has devastated the region and the globe, it's believed weapons manufacturers are licking their lips with glee at the latest flare-up. And that usually means the United States government starts licking their lips with glee, given the relationship between lobbyists and arms manufacturers and the government. As Biden explained to us, it's been too long since we've had some boots on the ground. Really getting that urge to see some manufactured photos of US troops playing with kids who've just lost their parents in a war-torn town that has no running water and fuck all buildings left standing, because we needed to maintain the military-industrial complex. God bless America.
All right, well, we're going to finish with some more lighthearted news now.
I think that's a good idea, Effie Bateman, on a Friday afternoon as we record this.
As a chubby baby sits up in pram to survey her world like a gluttonous ancient warlord.
Well, keeping with the warlord theme, I guess, Betoota nanas and people watchers have got an eye full of demonic cheruby goodness this week as a local chubba bubba looks out from their pram and surveys the world around them like a gluttonous ancient warlord.
Certified chubby bubby Belle de Berg, one of Betoota Heights, was seen looking out from her pram with malevolent contempt, seeing the adults of her kind as foes she has not yet slain and the world as land she has yet to conquer.
Yes, as one old lady said after pinching one of de Berg's squeezable little cheeks, completely unaware of the baby's deep gaze, she said, "Ooh, she's been here before. What an old soul." Ancient warlord behaviour from that adorable little baby Belle. She is very, very cute. And she's racking up the likes for her young mum, so good on her.
By the way, you've got a little bit of a nipple leak happening on the left.
Oh, fuck. The Band-Aid's come off. All right, well, I got to go. Thanks very much for pointing
Shouldn't
that out.
have worn a white
Effie
shirt
Bateman.
today.
And look, I appreciate you just saying that kindly rather than making fun of me like people used to. So thanks for that. And look, to you listening, have a great weekend. Talk
See
to
you
you
later.
soon.